I'm just up at Great Hayes Wood, which is a big wood at one end of the farm. Covers about 100 acres. And we've had, I think I showed you a little while ago before Christmas, the big stack of timber up by the solar park. And this is where this was all harvested from. So this was all timber harvested. It's mostly ash. Probably 95% of what came out of here was ash, and unfortunately it's got ash dieback. So we took out, it's quite a big area here. And this will get replanted. So some guys over in the corner, just come down to see them, fencing contractors there. There's their little bobcat machine there. They're putting up a fence. So we'll fence all this to keep the deer out. The trees are coming at the end of February to go in here, and we'll get all this planted back up, and hopefully looking a little bit better. It looks very sparse at the moment. The other interesting thing in here, so we farm next to Poddington Airfield, which was an American Air Force base in World War II, and unfortunately one morning in the fog a bomber, a B-52, took off from the airfield and it crashed. I don't know when exactly. I'll have to see if I can find the dates for you, and I'll put it as a bit of text on the bottom of the video. This is one bit of the plane that was found in the woods here. There's a wheel somewhere as well in here. I'll see if I can find that as well. But yeah, unfortunately a few airmen lost their lives that day. Hi Badger class. So I'm just stood by the yard here, just looking at a field of wheat. You can see we've had a little bit of snow. It's been really cold this week. I've not been doing an awful lot on the farm. I've been in the office quite a bit because catching up on a lot of office work. The fencing guys have finished. You can see the wheat here behind me. I'll just bring you in a bit closer. It's not looking too bad. It is just starting to perk up a little bit. So we'll get down a bit lower here if we can. There is sort of signs of growth. It's sort of getting a bit more upright. So I'm just getting the fert spreader ready today. So that'll be the first job. We'll put a little bit of fertilizer on there. Probably do that in the next few days. We'll be spreading a product called urea. So it's a form of fertilizer, nitrogen fertilizer. It takes about 6 weeks to be available to the plant, so we put it on now, and in about 6 weeks time it undergoes a conversion process in the soil to nitrate, and then it can be accessed by the plant. But I'll show you the fert spreader just now. So the fertilizer I'm going to be using, we've got two different types. You can see these bigger bags. These are urea at the back. They're 46% nitrogen. And then I've got what we call a blended fertilizer here, which is ammonium nitrate and sulfur. So we put about 220 kilos of fertilizer on a wheat crop, and then probably I tend to put about 90 to 100 kilos of sulfur on as well. So we'll start with the urea, which is just straight nitrogen. The next dose will be a nitrogen and sulfur product, and then the final dose, which I put on with the sprayer, is a liquid fertilizer. So it's the same, very same, but it's a lot more accurate putting it on liquid. Logistically it's a bit trickier because I can only carry so much of it, but there's pros and cons of both. That's how I tend to do it. A lot of guys either do all a liquid or all solid. I do a bit of both. So I've just got the fert spreader hooked up on the tractor here on the fast track. So I'll use the telehandler here with the, I don't know if you can see this bit of kit over here. This is the bag lifter. So I'll put that on the front of the telehandler, and then we'll pick the bags out of the shed. And we come over to the fert spreader. So just to sort of show you how this works. So this will hold about 2 tons, maybe a little bit more, 2.5 tons of fertilizer. And it runs on the tractor hydraulics. So in the tractor cab, I set these discs spinning. So you can see them here. So they spin at about 1,000 times a minute, which is pretty quick. And then the chute opens and the fertilizer drops out the hopper on there, and then they'll spread 18 meters each side of the tractor. So just to finish off with the fert spreader, I've just jumped into the tractor cab, You can see it's just starting to snow a little bit here now. See that? This is the controls. This is the Green Star screen. So when I've got the sprayer on later in the season, all the controls come up in this. It's something called Isobus, so I don't have to have loads of different control screens for different machines. I can just plug them into the back of the tractor and I can control the machine. So I can control the fert spreader of this screen. I can scroll across, so it should be that way. And this is a mapping screen, so that controls the GPS and the auto steering, so the tractor will actually steer itself around the field once that's set up. And that's the mapping screen, so you can see there's a little bar here that when the tractor's actually spreading, that will colour in as we go around the edge of the field. You can see I've got a field marked here, that's the field, the edge of the field. As I go around, that will make a blue line around that field, and the tractor will, the fert spreader will shut on and off. These little bars will go up and down as it shuts itself on and off. So it's really good technology. It makes it very precise application. So I'll just run it up to show you. So I need to engage the tractor hydraulics. I can see on this screen up here that the tractor hydraulics are pumping, and then I just hit this button to get the disc. So it's just warning me that it's about to start up. So you'll see the disc speed coming up for the left side and the right hand side. I'll just give the tractor a little rev, and once they equal out and it hits the right speed, these little bars will go along like this. So the discs on the back are running, you can see about just below 1,000 RPM there, in and around 1,000, and we're good to go. So when I go spreading, I just hit start and off I go around the field, and like I say, the tractor and the spreader know where they are in the field with the GPS signal, and they'll shut on and off accordingly. So I don't have to do too much. Just have to keep an eye on everything and make sure it all works as we go around the field, and it'll spread the field for me.